always played all sorts.
What sort of stuff does he like?
Anything from the one extreme to the other. It's all there. So yeah, he loves his DJing.
Well, I think the Cannondale boys and the rest of this peloton here could do with a beat or two to help them up the climb, because there's been so much suffering today. By the way, while the British viewers were away in the break, and before International joined us, as we see Lars Bohm suffering himself and dropping back towards the peloton, we saw a couple of Française des Jeux riders being a little naughty, didn't we, Magnus?
Well, naughty, I don't know. You know, they certainly looked like they didn't enjoy that steep climb too much, and one of them decided that it was actually better off walking up, and the other guy got pushed by one of the spectators. But you know, when your legs go, they go, and if your head goes with it, and it's very easy for that to happen with the kind of weather that we have today. You know, the game is over, and you just want to get yourself to a team car or to the finish or whatever, wherever you can get to as quickly as possible and as easily as possible as well.
A lot of climbing and tough technical descending to be done before we get to the finish. Lots to play out on the road here. There was Lars Bohm going back to the peloton. Oof, and that was something that could have been a heck of a lot worse. One of the motorcycle riders alongside the peloton and almost taking it out.
Well, I think he was trying to overtake and just went a little bit too close to the edge, and the front wheel dropped off the edge of the road. And you know, this is stuff that we see they're actually quite used to be seen in the likes of Paris-Roubaix and Tour of Flanders when it's wet on the wet cobblestones. The motorbikes do struggle to stay upright.
Well, maximum gradient of 27% at the end of this climb.
Yeah.
Into the final 400 metres of it. There we go. It says 30 there, so even worse perhaps. On the official documents we've been told 27%. It gets worse right until the end. And look at the quality of the road surface as well. It is not great.
It's not fantastic, no, but you know, you can see Koenigo got out of the seat and then back in the seat, out of the seat. It's just struggling for traction here. You know, your instinct is that you want to get up there and you want to get onto, you know, stand up and try and use your bike, but you just can't, because you lose the grip, especially with it being a little bit damp as well.
Well, this is the second time they've gone up this particular ascent today. They've got to come down the other side of it before.
Yeah, you can actually see how he was slipping with his back wheel there when he tried getting out of the seat.
So sit down, the message from Big Maggie. Little Prince is struggling, even though he's in his seat. King of the Mountain, 163.3 kilometres into this 209-kilometre circuit today at Sant'Elipidio a Mare. As I said before the break, for British viewers, I'll say it now for international viewers, not to be confused with Porto Sant'Elipidio, which is just a couple of kilometres away, and our finish time today is the satellite fishing town. A few pushes there. The riders won't particularly want that too much, because they won't want the commissaires to see it.
No, certainly not. But it's one of them things you can't really avoid it if a spectator decides to give you a push, and it's not like you can really avoid it.
Well, the final 300 metres in an average of 20%, as I mentioned, right at the end. It gets worse until you hit the peak. It just continues to get worse, and really horrible climb. As I said before, really early on during the broadcast, that as we're into the final 100 metres of it now, it's the first time it's ever been used in an Italian professional race. And this is the steepest climb that we'll see in any Italian race this year. Certainly the race is organised by Gazzetta anyway. The crowd know how important it is, because there's a heck of a lot of them there. Look at that, it's brilliant.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Just like Belgium in a few weeks' time. Listen to the noise here.
We're also looking at the incline, you know, the gears that they have to ride up here are, you know, something that you just about put on your mountain bike, and they're still struggling to get up it. So any normal person who rides the bike, you know, would literally have problems getting up there.
Well, that's the palmarès of Damiano Cunego. He can add another thing to that now. 54 pro victories, 2004 Giro winner. In his third year as a pro, he will now be the king of the mountain in the Tirreno Adriatico 2013. So congratulations to him. He has now secured the green jersey. Just needs to finish the race now.
See what's happening here then in the peloton with this steep climb.
Well, again, that first bit where the road changes, the surface is pretty bad. And of course, if you're in the peloton, you can't really see what's in front of you. It can be tricky. Here's the back of it with one of the Blanco riders starting to struggle. Chris Froome towards the back there.
No, it's not for me.
So he looks surprised. Sky should have him protected.
Yeah.
Here he is. Just behind in that blue jersey. Canada still have riders up. One of the possible winners of the stage, touted by many of those who like to make predictions, was Eros Capecchi, their former rider, who's now with Movistar. Strong man. Slow riding. It is attritional. 2 minutes 43 seconds the gap between Dumoulin and Cunego, and the rest of the riders behind. Plenty of riders who are in that 16-man breakaway now filtering back towards the main group. Well, it's carnage out there, as you can see. It is absolutely horrible if you're on there. Plenty of suffering. If you're watching at home and you have an opinion, remember you can get in touch with us on Twitter at Magnus Bagstad or at Rob Hatch TV to give us your predictions, opinions, and anything that you'd like to ask or talk about.
You can watch Sagan here doing almost like a cyclocross type of action. You know, he's zigzagging as well, trying to level out the gradient a little bit. And every time you do it, if you're good bike handler and good cyclocross rider, you can do that little flick with your bike and you actually get almost like a little acceleration from it. All the team cars will have to wait down the bottom here, otherwise I think they'll burn their clutches out.
Lambricard there, holding up everybody else. He's moved on. The problem is he's had to suffer along the way with all the pressure.
Yeah, I think coming in as a Grand Tour winner at a very, very early age, it can't be easy to kind of live with that expectation of the Italian public. I think he's coped with it okay for some time, although I would have liked to see a bit more from him, but, you know, he's doing it now, so good on him.
"16 kilometers to go. We're on the final ascent now into Sant-Elipidio.
Yeah, there is another little climb after this one, but last time they came into this particular climb, they came from the opposite direction and turned left into the steep bit. You know, the descent is still exactly the same as it was last time.
So Cunego to the right of the road. On the right-hand side, as we look at it, is the rider riding the Bianchi bike from Vacances Soleil at Selvaggi. And this is where it's really going to hit them. Look at Martinez, the rider in the orange there, the peloton behind reaching them. Confirmation of what we told you a long time ago now that Mark Cavendish retired. But it looks as though it's all coming together. No gaps are going to stay. And it's all about bonus seconds on the line maybe, and a big GC fight. We didn't predict it was going to happen, but it could possibly happen. Is that Fabian Cancelaro's off his bike?
No, I think they'll stay in the Volta. It looks like staying in the Volta. But that just shows that you miss a gear or you get a little bit of a wheel slippage going, all of a sudden you stand still, and basically you can't start again from in this kind of an incline. You need to have that little bit of momentum.
Tom Dumoulin climbing. He was at the front by around 30 or 40 seconds a minute ago. Those behind have quickly caught on him. The momentum of the peloton, the fact that those guys out front really have blown up now. And it's all about looking for Sky jerseys, Saxo Bank jerseys, perhaps an Astana jersey or two, or if it's just about stage wins, then Cannondale have two big candidates as well.
Yeah, they certainly do, but are we going to see an attack from any of the GC riders? You've got 100 metres to the top here now. If they're going to go, now's the time to do it.
In Chiausti, 75 metres from the top of this climb. And as you say, now is the time to do it. Nothing at the moment. After all the suffering today of staying together, perhaps they're looking at the descent. Certainly, as far as Nibali is concerned, you could understand he would attack on the way down, but Contador should have gone by now.
Well, even so, you need to get a little bit of a gap opened up before you start to descend. Otherwise, it's too easy for the other riders to follow you.
He's suffering as well, I think.
Yeah. Like I said, these particularly very steep climbs, you know, you have one pace, and that's kind of what you go up at. Here we go again. You see riders now struggling to kind of get going again after having stopped.
That left turn, and then it's crowning. And look at the people on the road. The rain has started to come down harder in the last half an hour since we were here again. Look for Contador, though. And he's certainly not at the front.
I think the one that went up that one, the best was actually Peter Sagan.
Now, that's interesting. Very, very interesting, because if he's got past that, then now surely he puts himself, if he's still got plenty in reserve for the sprint, which you'd expect him to do, in prime position. Iñat Inchausti was across at first. Still attempting to gain some more time, but look at the rain now. Really, really coming down hard. Extra word of caution here.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple of interesting corners coming on this descent for a town, and you want to make sure that, you know, you're paying attention there.